Mineclub, a server on the rise for the past year, a community that was filled with potential. From the uniqueness of their games, to their stylish cosmetic choices and marketplace items, to the admin events and the unobtainable events that they provided, to the friendly faces of staff and the kindness the community granted to every player. With the incoming wave of content creators, it was far from a secret that Mineclub was going to be blowing up sometime soon. The growth of Mineclub was astronomical, as they were one of the most notable for their times. But through controversy after controversy, Mineclub's downfall would begin. And as the saying goes, with every rise, there is always a fall. But what most of you don't know is where did Mineclub's rise start, and what key reasons or events brought it to the great giant it once was, along with how did Mineclub fall from the position it once had, and what was the cause for the fall of Mineclub itself. Join me on this adventure as I explain the story of Mineclub's history, as I talk to previous Mineclub YouTubers about their experiences and where they and I believe Mineclub went wrong to become the shadow of the once great giant it used to be. This is the story of Mineclub, the rise and fall. December 4th of 2020. Nyx, Hylix, and Executive, three friends would come together to create the server we know today as Mineclub. These three would not only be the founders of Mineclub, but one of the main reasons for Mineclub's initial success, as each of them had their own part to play. Nyx being the face of the server, Executive being in charge of development, and Hylix managing the staff team. From December 4th through the 31st, many things would be released, and the most memorable releases would be Minecoins, the first lobby, first prototype of Sumo, a few titles, along with a showcase of the beta lobby, and it would end off with Connect 4. With these changes, we'd move on to the beta period. Through January, the first beta period would start, which would be known as Beta Period Wave 1. The most notable additions to the server during this time would be the new beta item, known as the Beta Hat. This would kick off the start of unobtainable items, and soon to start unobtainable events. Though this was met with plenty of excitement, there was also some disappointing news, as February 1st was to be the initial release date for Mineclub, but 4 minutes before the release, it was cancelled, and an announcement was posted by Nyx in the Discord, explaining why they wouldn't be releasing Mineclub, with the disappointing news of the release of Mineclub being postponed. It wouldn't take long for Mineclub to bring back the excitement for the community, as on February 1st, one of Mineclub's main games would be released, known as Slime Walls. This would bring the community together, regardless of the disappointing news, and kept the fanbase of Mineclub strong. As you can see, Mineclub's Slime Walls was heavily based off MCC's Slime Walls, which would cause a fluctuate of players, along with seeing that new game called Battlebox, Rocket Spleef, and Parkour Tag was soon to come. It was obvious the word would get out to friends and many others that an MCC-like server was on the rise, which would be the first major breakthrough for Mineclub, and one of the main reasons for the rise of Mineclub itself. Though these new games would draw in the players, they would also draw in the controversy that was soon to come, as MCC copies don't get a good rep and are also prone to being faced with backlash, especially since Mineclub tried little to none to change these games, or even give credit where credit is due. It was clear Mineclub was copying MCC, especially since the names of their games Battlebox and Parkour Tag, which are literally the same names as Minecraft Championships. So it was clear that Mineclub was going to be facing some controversy in the future. And along with these new upcoming games, new beta items would be released, such as the Beta Saber and the Beta Title, which would end up becoming one of the most popular items to the server. And with February coming to a close, Mineclub would finally head out of beta to official release. With March arriving, the beginning of Mineclub's rise would just start. As said before though, one of the main reasons for their rise was their games.
I mean, to sum up where the rise started, they released MCC games.
Exactly.
That's how they got their rise.
But one of the main reasons for the rise of Mineclub would simply be S-Major, who complained about these servers on Twitter. This would give the servers backlash, but gave these servers the exposure they needed to grow, as the majority of people would learn about these servers through S-Major. Regardless, yeah, the rise, it's literally that. And then S-Major, he obviously had, it obviously caused people to not to play Mineclub, but it also gave them the exposure that they needed too.
Yeah, no, it had no negative effect on their players, that did. Yeah, no, I agree.
Even the owner, Nikes, did say that they had a growth of players because of that tweet that Scott made. Granted, this month wasn't all bad for Mineclub. As Battle Blocks were released, one of the first content creators would start to make content.
So what initially brought me to Mineclub was a friend and I being bored, searching for a server to play on. He googled Minecraft servers and found Mineclub. We joined in late February and at first stayed for the beta server drops. Our impression of the server was that it had all the right attributes to be great. I used to have another channel with 4,000 subscribers and a few million views, but it unfortunately got terminated. I never really thought about content creation again until we stumbled upon Mineclub. My previous experience with content creation, and even the little content Mineclub provided at the time, still fused very well. I eventually stopped due to school, but remained inactive because of the server itself.
We wouldn't know this, but Wizard knew so much more about the server than we knew, and it was clear he had a problem with it. Though this information never came out until a year later, Wizard would never upload another video after March, and more Mineclub content creators would begin to arrive in the spotlight, which would now bring us to the golden age of Mineclub.
From April 1st through December 1st, Mineclub would see the most success, as through these months, Parkour Tag, Dodgeball, and Laser Tag would be released, along with weekly leaderboards, just to name a few.
Through this period, Mineclub's Discord will also grow up to 10,000 members. So as you can see, things for Mineclub were actually going pretty well.
No! Content creators of Mineclub would begin to rise. Each creator would find their own success through Mineclub.
I joined Mineclub mainly off of a whim. I heard about the server from one of my online friends through a stream of his, and thought nothing else besides that the server looked really fun, and it had a nice switch up from normal minigame-based servers. So I played the server a ton, gathering unobtainable after unobtainable, title after title, and just having a ton of fun on the server. I started content creation a little bit after I started getting into the server again. I saw an opportunity. I was down on what I wanted to make content-wise for my channel and was going in the direction of commentary, so I figured I'd make a tour video for the server, which ended up exceeding my expectations and performing amazingly, considering my commentary videos were simplistic and relatively low effort. I was, to say the least, surprised. I'd discovered more species on the server, hearing about Ballnose, which only motivated me to make more content.
Well, I found the server through a Twitch stream, and it was playing MCC games, so I was pretty much instantly attracted to that, and it kept me on the server because they had a lot of cool features, which like the cosmetics, and then I think laser tag was about to come out. So Minecraft content creation was more towards I just love the server a lot at the time, and I think it would be great to make videos about, such as like how to get rich, and I guess a couple other examples like why Minecraft would take Hypixel, but yeah, that was pretty much it.
I joined Mineclub originally because I was a big fan of Minecraft Championship, and I really just enjoyed grinding on the server, and then I started content creation because I was a big fan of the server once again.
From content creator to content creator, or from friend to friend, Mineclub would begin to grow through the exposure from YouTube or the community itself, which would help Mineclub grow exponentially through this time, though this would come to backfire for them in the future. As of right now, the ball was rolling for Mineclub, and there was no stopping it. Or was there? Though Mineclub's rise was quite big, it was short, as not even a year in they'd start to see problems to unfold, from Helix and executive resignation to the slow and gradually decline of players on the server itself. It wouldn't be so apparent, but there was many problems with Mineclub, and all it needed was a few poking to bring all out into the open. From JD Awesome drama to Dig and Ballnose's video, controversy would begin to unravel, which would break the community apart. And from the comment sections alone, it was clear that many people had a similar feeling on the current state of Mineclub, including the YouTubers.
In my opinion, Mineclub was meant to be a server for teens and young adults, but it ended up being a server that caters mostly to young and impressionable kids. Staff became very PG, muting and banning me several times for the pettiest actions, such as me telling a spammer to shut up. So in my eyes, the downfall of Mineclub was the neglection of the core player base. There were a few problems in the staff team, but I'm not really sure what they were all about.
Then came the breaking point for me and many others, which caused the fall of the server's community. I know that there were some messed up things that had happened without knowing the things that had happened to Ballnose, without knowing the horrible treatment of staff. I just had secondhand experiences from people on Twitter and a friend of mine. I knew that I had to leave the server. Then came my exposing video shortly after. Ballnose's exposing video came after, and his went into much more detail with a lot of personal experience, and that really just killed the server's community as a whole and killed my whole, wanting to play the server.
Mineclub is been slowly drifting downwards. In a drama, I guess, that was happening. They stopped releasing games, unobtainable events were getting pretty repetitive. Staff issues have kind of always been an issue. I don't think it's been fast enough for players to be able to just stick around the server, and as a result, only 300 average online now compared to their 1500 back in July. I can't see Mineclub really going anywhere now unless Nix finally pulls that fucking marketing budget out of the grave. Like, bro, how are you gonna tell us there's a $100,000 marketing budget 5 times and never use it? Come on now. Just stop lying to your community, man.
I think the main reason that my club fell off is because possibly the lack of updates, like new games and whatnot, but I don't really know. Mainly, I think people just got bored of doing the same thing over and over again.
I think one of the main issues with the server was how they went about things and how they handled certain situations. Because, whenever they would receive any criticism or stuff like that, they just censor everybody and they wouldn't listen to the community. They just went about things wrong.
Mineclub's decline was from a broad amount of reasons, from the lack of updates and content provided, to how they handled situations and how poorly they did it, from censorship to inner staff drama, as that wasn't the main reason for the fall of Mineclub itself, but it was how the whole community was Mineclub's advertisement, as they're the ones boosting your player base. It's no secret that the majority of us would find the server through MCC games, friends, or YouTube, and seeing that how the YouTubers have turned against Mineclub, to how the community will always have something negative to bring about Mineclub, and how most of the MCC games are literally all but gone. Mineclub's main reason for their decline was how they treated the community and how they betrayed the community itself. But the breaking point for many would be executive statement against Mineclub, as this drama is still mainly ongoing and we're still yet to see the outcome of it, and for my own safety legally, I won't be going into much detail on the situation itself. After Joey's statement on Mineclub, staff and the community would begin to leave, and it would seem that almost everyone had something to bring to the table. Videos would begin to appear showing Nix bashing his voluntary staff.
Staff don't do shit.
Or him using a transphobic slur. Almost everyone would have something to say against Nix or Mineclub. Though this should have been expected, as in Robin McFly's video, he'd explain it perfectly on how Mineclub's inner issues were like.
Favoritism in staff is still a massive issue, and it has been since I joined the server.
One of many examples he brings up, which is why I suggest you watch this video, along with simple Twitter tweets from the staff or community members themselves. Mineclub would begin to lose their player base rapidly, and there was no stopping from the looks of it. We are far from knowing what will happen to Mineclub in the future. We don't know whether or not Mineclub will even have a future or not. Whether it'll exist in these upcoming months or even past this year itself. Regardless of what will happen to Mineclub, I'm sure that we can all take something positive about our time in Mineclub. From either the friends you made to the fun you had with the community. We have all had fond memories of Mineclub that we are all going to be glad that we had. So,
as the saying goes, with every rise, there is also a fall.
But with every fall, there will be a rise.
Anyways, gamers, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.
Adios.
Cheers.
Peace.